Hello, Larissa.
Hi.
I'm Nadine. I'm
Hello.
going to be your counselor today. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I just want to give you a little bit of words of warning before we continue that although everything that we say and discuss in these meetings is kept in the strictest confidentiality, if I do have reason to believe that you are a harm to yourself or maybe a harm to others, I am legally obligated to inform the authorities, whether it be my superiors or the police. So just as long as we can get that out in the open. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, you're comfortable with that?
Yeah.
All right. I'm really looking to create an open, welcoming atmosphere for you here today. I want you to feel comfortable sharing with me, and I want you to feel comfortable letting me know if something is making you feel anxious or is difficult to talk about. I understand completely, and just for open connectivity, just tell me if something is making you uncomfortable. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, what brings you in today?
Lately, well, I'll start off. My birthday's coming up. Normally, I would be really excited about it, looking forward to it. And this year, along with the past year, I just feel very anxious about getting older. And I don't know what started it. I don't know what it is. It's not that I'm scared of getting older. I look forward to getting older. It's more of a time issue. And I feel generally just anxious about my time and getting older. And I really can't explain it. It's just overwhelming sometimes.
Okay. So why don't we take a step back for a minute? Can you tell me about your past birthdays? How would you have usually celebrated your birthdays, or what kind of feelings did you have associated with your birthdays before you started feeling this feeling?
I would usually feel really good. Feel like proud of myself to have made another year healthy, unharmed, mentally with it, everything. I would go out with my friends or stay home. Really, whatever I feel like. I've never really been a partier, so it's not like me to go out and party. But now I still do the same thing, but I just, like I said, it's just the lead up to it. I just, in general, feel anxious about getting older.
Okay. So, in general, what I think you're telling me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that in the past, birthdays have kind of given you a sense of accomplishment, right? And have given you a sense of family and friends hanging out, and now it's providing you a sense of anxiety. Are you fearful of physical problems with getting older, or is it more emotional problems? Or tell me what exactly is provoking this anxiety.
Sorry, I just have to think how I'm going to word it.
That's fine. If you need a couple minutes, that's absolutely fine. You can take a couple minutes.
It's more like things that I wanted to have had done before I'm this age. And it's not that I'm comparing myself to anybody, I'm comparing myself to like things that I want to do. And I just feel, it's not that I should be there, I just worry that like I'm already turning 26, I know it's not old, I'm already turning 26, and I just feel like I don't have enough time. I work full time right now, and I make decent money. I'm doing everything I want. It's not that I'm sad about getting older. I just feel like there's so much that I want to do before X amount, and it's giving me anxiety.
Okay. I can understand the feeling of getting older. If I could ask you a question, if you looked back 5 years ago, do you think that where you saw yourself in 5 years is kind of similar to where you are now? Or
Yeah.
did you have pretty similar goals back then to what you've accomplished now?
More or less, yeah. Like 5 years ago, like I was in a different place. Like 5 years ago I was 20. Like just kind of, I went through like a change of lifestyle when I was 19, kind of started doing better things, taking care of myself, cutting out negative people in my life, kind of getting myself to where I want to be. I would say yeah. And at the same time, like I'm not disappointed where I am. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, what do I do? Where do I go now? It's just like I feel like I have no direction.
Okay. I can tell that with your kind of hand movements and stuff. You seem like you're a little bit anxious right now and maybe a little bit overwhelmed. So do you want to talk about the feelings you're having right now? As we talk about this, is it provoking any other kind of feelings as you kind of get this stuff out in the open?
Well, I think when you're seeing a counselor, you always have that fear of judgment or what people think. Like, I sometimes try and talk to my friends about it, and they're like, "Oh, you're so young, you're only 26. Like, don't worry about it." And I feel like kind of silly.
Okay. Well, I'm never here to judge anyone, so your problems are always going to be looked at with respect from me. But how do you think it would be helpful for you for our relationship so that you don't feel judgmental? Is there any strategies that would be helpful for us to develop within our relationship to help you feel more comfortable expressing things to me?
I feel comfortable.
You feel comfortable? Okay, well, I appreciate you sharing that you feel comfortable with me. So let's continue on with how you're feeling though. Have you shared any of these feelings with any other people close to you in your life?
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of stuff have the people in your life told you when you share these feelings to them?
Well, I've been
Excuse me.
That's okay. I've been with my boyfriend now for more or less for 5 years, and he empathizes with me. Like, he gets why I feel that way, but at the same time, he doesn't understand the anxiety that comes with it. He just says, "Oh, like, don't worry about it. Like, you're only 26. Like, there's time. Like, I really want to travel."
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of like, "Well, you have your whole life to travel. Like, you don't have to worry about work right now. Like, travel when you're retired. Like, do this and that." And, like, he gets it. It's helpful, but he doesn't understand. Like, I feel like it's urgent that I need to, like, decide what I'm doing and this and that. He thinks I can just kind of, like, brush it off.
So you're sharing with me that you feel like this sense of urgency. Is there anything in your life that really, like, that you do have, like, deadlines that you have coming up, or do you have things that you actually have to be, like I said, deadlines? Like, are there these things looming upon you, or are these, like, just things that you've kind of put limits on yourself?
It's totally myself.
Okay.
I don't, like, I'm debt free. I don't have any debt, so to speak.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
a wonderful accomplishment.
I have zero debt. Like, I live comfortably. I don't have, like, financial problems. It's not so much, like, anything like that. Not really, no.
Okay.
It's just in my urgency.
So you're basically saying it's a self-imposed sense of urgency that you've put on yourself.
Yeah.
When you compare yourself to the other people in your life, friends or family, like, do you feel unaccomplished compared to them, or do you feel comfortable where you stand next to them as when it comes to accomplishments?
I feel comfortable.
Okay.
I would say I feel like sometimes, like, everybody kind of like, oh, you compare yourself to people, it's how we are, but overall, like, I feel comfortable. I feel like it's not anxiety comparing. I know it's totally, like, within me. It's just my deadlines and things that I want to do.
Okay. If let's say that 5 years from now you weren't able, because you did mention that you want to do some traveling, right? Let's say you weren't, in 5 years, you're not able to get the amount of traveling done that you wanted to do. What is going to be the consequence of that? Like,
Devastation.
Okay, what's going to cause that? Like, what's going to cause that devastation? Is there going to be any, like, really real world impacts that are going to happen if you don't get this traveling done?
No, it's just within me. It's just I want to travel while I'm young, and my interests now. What if not that this is a deadline for myself, but I just mean it doesn't interest me to travel when I'm older. I'm sure I will continue to travel and go places and see things, but as of right now, like, I want to take time off work and just go and just do my thing or whatever, and I don't want to do that when I'm 40, 50, 60. That doesn't interest me. I want to go now. I feel like I am in a really good place place in my life, mentally, physically, and I want to enjoy that. So for me to not go in 5 years, I think I just feel more anxious than I do now. Like, how could I not go sooner?
Okay. Well, what kind of strategies do you think that you could come up with to help you to maybe get these things planned out so that you won't have that sense of anxiousness and that you will be able to accomplish these goals? Like, do you think that you have any barriers in your life right now that are preventing you from reaching these goals?
It's gonna sound silly.
No, there's no judgment here. This is a safe place.
Partially being a woman, I would love to travel by myself. I have the money for it. I've been saving for years that I want to do this. And I'm terrified. I'm not terrified, like I would love to go by myself, but I just feel like it's not the smartest idea I've ever had.
Okay, so I
feel like that's kind of a barrier.
So you're telling me that you would like to do independent travel. Do you feel when you're traveling with friends or other people that you get tied down with them? Or is it just like a new experience that you want to have?
I just generally love my own company. I'm confident in my own skin, and I'm confident by myself. I'm confident in my decision making.
Okay.
And I just want to do my own thing.
So you would say that you have a healthy self-esteem and you're comfortable with your own company. You don't feel that you need to be in other people's company to be validated.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's a healthy perspective to have.
Thank you.
Why don't we just take a couple minutes to think and we'll consider what other feelings. I want you to think about other feelings that you maybe have associated with getting older. You did express to me that you have feelings of anxiety, but take a couple moments just to think if there's any other feelings you have associated with this portion of your life. And feel free to share with me when you have considered it.
Like anxieties about getting older?
Yeah, you shared with me that you have anxieties about it, but do you have any other feelings associated with getting older besides anxiety?
Oh God, I could go on. Can I go?
Yeah, feel free.
I've reflected a lot. That's the only reason why it's so hasty. Like, don't judge me. I kind of feel sad. I feel like older women kind of get lost in society. I feel like there's not as much recognition for older women as there is for younger women. It makes me sad. I don't know how to explain it.
I appreciate that you're sharing that with me. Have you ever considered that perhaps with age for older women, does come wisdom and does come the respect of having had more life experiences?
Oh, totally. And I love that. But I feel like...
Do you feel like your self-worth as a person and a woman depends on you being young?
No.
No.
It's just when I think about when you ask me about my anxieties, it's just when I think about my birthday, I think oh my God, I'm 1 year closer to
Do you find yourself nervous about topics like death?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I am very happy that you were able to come and share with me today. Our session time is coming to an end, so I just wanted to reflect back on what we discussed. So we talked about some of your anxieties about getting older, and I certainly look forward to helping you progress as we define our counseling relationship and as time goes forward. I do hope that we can scratch the surface of why you're having these anxiety feelings. But thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.